Merit, Meriton in DY, all sold out. And who would believe 360 units? Let's have a talk about it. Coming back shortly.
Mr.
Welcome
Michael
to Bird Show.
Morning Minute.
We've been locked out of the office.
332. Yeah, out of office, on site, in beautiful weather, doing morning minutes. Meriton, it's and yesterday we had no reception, so back-to-back tough days.
It's been tough. Well, there's a power outage in DY, so our office has got no power. We've got electronic locks across all of our doors, and I haven't stored a key anywhere, so we've got a locksmith turning up to get us into the office. In the meantime, we decided to run with the show and to do the best we can.
Yeah, exactly, and that's all you can do, isn't it? So we'll power away. But before Meriton DY, they sold out probably, I think, last month or this month, which is a big achievement. It was Northern Beach's largest development. It was very controversial in the planning process. It didn't happen overnight. It was probably a 30, 40-year plan, even though it was probably only visible or came to a lot of people's attention over the last sort of 10 years, 5 years in particular. I don't think there's been a development with as many objections. But hey, it's all complete. People have been living there for nearly 2 years now, and it's been very impactful. Our office is only 500 meters from it, so we've experienced a lot of the impacts and the benefits, and we hear firsthand people's reactions. Like, we've sold 70 million worth of properties in there, if not more, maybe closer to 100, and I think the biggest thing was, especially with off the plan developments, there's a different attitude when you're selling it off the plan and when people move in. Sometimes it's not what they expect. Sometimes it's better. But I can say, wholeheartedness, this has been one of the best developments to run into existing buyers. The amount of deals that were sold in the lift. So what I mean by that is, we're showing them an apartment on level 3. We go to level 10. There's already someone who's bought in that lift. The buyer goes, "How do you like it?" And they're just like, "We love it." And we always joke around as an agent in the lift going, "Yeah, we pay them to do it," because it's just the best testimonial you can get from a resident in the building telling a potential buyer, "We love it. We're so happy we're here. It is so great." And that alone sold, I reckon, half the deals for us. But Mark, talk us about a bit of the history, how it came to, some of the big objections for it.
You know what a big myth in the building is? A big myth in the building is that Mr. Triggerboff has held units. Out of the 360 units, they are all sold. There was none retained by management for rental. So Mr. Triggerboff traditionally holds stock in buildings and he rents them out. This didn't happen in this case, so they were, genuinely deals were done and sold.
Just doing it live.
You want to show how the locksmith breaks into the office?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the locksmith?
Do you think it would be better to do the emergency door or the one with the electronic pad? Perfect. Awesome. Do you need me for anything or all good? Perfect. We'll get access to the office, which is great. Not sure how if we'll have any power in there, but at least we'll be able to get in. So that would be good.
Yes, if you just tuned in, we are locked out of Novak HQ. There is no power in DY, but we have a locksmith.
We have a locksmith, so we'll
professional
be able to get
locksmiths.
In there. Yeah.
Professional locksmiths, Northern Beaches, good guys.
Came to the rescue. We only called them like 20 minutes ago, so legends.
I know. Yeah. God knows how much he's going to charge us for the privilege, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, talk about the myth of Meriton.
So Meriton DY didn't hold any units. 360 sold. How long did it take to sell 360 units?
It would have been 3 years or maybe a bit longer, but that was by design. which a lot of people may not realize. So Meriton didn't want to sell them all out in a week or a month or a year off the plan. They had a timeline of selling 2 a week. 2 a week was their time. Oh, was it 2 a week or 2 a month? 2 a month for the time.
Have you ever noticed?
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that Meriton never sells out entire buildings?
Yeah, they don't do it. Like
Rookie
you never
move.
see. Oh, what do you mean?
Well, I think it's the attitude of if they're selling out all in one night, they're too cheap.
Oh
So
yeah,
I think
100%.
I think he always. I know that pretty much we will get sometimes price changes on Meriton buildings because we sell for Meriton. We'll get sometimes price changes done 2 or 3 a week on stuff. That's how closely he's monitoring his pricing on his buildings. But we had that price range change. We had that price list changing every week, didn't we? Up, down,
Yeah,
stamp duty in, stamp duty out.
it
That
was
was
almost
interesting.
a joke internally. The better we do, the harder it gets. Because if we had a good month and we sold 6, the price went up substantially. We're like, made it harder for the next month. So it just shows
It's
you
true though.
yeah, it just shows you how volatile or how like your finger's got to be on the pulse with real estate pricing. You have good
Well, he's
months,
putting
bad
those
months,
prices
good
up or
quarter.
down every week.
Yeah,
And then there was interest rate changes because he did a 3% interest rate for 3 years. Then he did a 3% interest rate for 2 years for buyers. Then he did no stamp duty taken off the table. Then he puts, if you buy in this building, you don't pay stamp duty. He was chopping and changing those incentives all of the time. Very proactive man, Mr. Triggerboff. Very proactive man. Very smart man.
yes, and I think all developers would sort of like to do that, but they don't have the ability because they need funding, and a lot of banks don't care about. You get more potentially at the end. So a lot of time banks will say you need 80% sold before we'll give you the construction loan or something like that. So a lot of developers have to rush to buy in. And that's why you do get that perception and you do get good deals when you do buy potentially off the plan prior to a DA, prior to construction, because they really need to incentivize people to buy before they can walk in an apartment. But Meriton, they don't need that. They're very fortunate like that. So they rather take time. It doesn't matter if they sell them all in the first month or they take 3 years, really. And they saw a couple different markets, didn't they? Like 2000, I think when they launched, 2016, 17, booming, it sort of slowed down and then it picked up. So they had some good swings.
You know what? When you own the site in cash and you're not dealing with banks, it gives you a tremendous amount of ability to be very strong, very agile, and keep forging forward. And he didn't have a problem paying contractors or moving forward or having a vacant building because he always had the ability to rent some if he needed to, which is which a lot of developers can't. So I think people who are buying in Meriton can feel comfort that they're going to get a good product. They've developed 75,000 units. So I think people of DY really thought, it was a safe purchase. And then now what we're seeing is all the baggers have gone. So when Meriton DY was going to be built, there was so much opposition.
Okay. Yep. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. They can't
So
lock
he's broken
because it's
into our office
restricted.
already.
No, not yet. It's under restricted something, but they've got the key on file. But he's going to get it.
He cut my lock.
It's not open yet.
That's slack.
So, I think a big thing is well. Because I remember doing a post prior to Meriton being complete, and it was probably the biggest post I've done, like hundreds of comments. And a lot of them were negative, but a lot of the negative comments were all based around traffic and parking. So it wasn't so, and I find this a lot with developments. It's not that they're anti the building itself, anti the look, anti the apartments. They're sort of what they perceive will go along with it. Less parking for the area, more traffic for the area. And that sort of argument you can't really combat it. Like, they're basing it on a theory, and you're basing the argument of no, it won't, on your guess as well. But until it's built, and until people live through it, you can't really argue. Like, you can't really say for sure if it did or didn't. And obviously, once it was built, people started moving in. Even when it was built and it was only half full, people were like, oh, the traffic will come and the ship parking will come. It's only half sold out. And then now it's 100% sold and occupied. They've gone really quiet because it hasn't added extra parking, and it hasn't added extra traffic. It's still crap. And parking's and better
news.
because they occupied heaps of people didn't look into it, and like, well, they gave heaps of parking in the building, hundreds of free parking.
They added a buckload into the grid of DY. But this is big news for the Northern Beaches. The Northern Beaches has over 100,000 properties. This is the biggest and most significant development that's ever been built on the Northern Beaches in one foul swoop. It's all sold. It's all sold out. 360 units, all sold. And it's created homes for families, and these people are loving it. It's created affordable rental accommodation, and these people are loving it. So it is significant for DY. Congratulations to DY. DY has taken it with both hands and put it and hugged it into its bosoms. I like that word. And it's massive, man. And we were awarded a MERITON Agent of the Year, New Age MERITON Agent of the Year 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then again 1 or 2 years ago in the top 5 in the country for MERITON. So it's been very kind to Team Novak, and we hold it close to our heart, don't we? We defended the MERITON build and brand in order to get stuff sold all the time, because people came to us with their negatives, and we're the agency that overcame those negatives with those people, and we were right, they're happy.
Most buyers who bought in MERITON didn't want to buy MERITON initially from their perception of what they read about it. Not even what they read, what they thought about it. Like, they just, until we sort of said to them, come down, have a look. And so many times they changed their mind, like, this is really good. But another thing not spoken about often is the new business. Like, everyone talks about the residential, but not many people talk about the commercial, the new shops, the new businesses that came. Gomez
new
and
Woolies.
Gomez, new Woolworths, the cafes. Like, that's big. Not
Food
to mention
options, supermarket, gyms.
Not to mention the new outdoor area, which has the fountain, and lots of people, when it's the summer days, they sit out there and have lunch. A lot of the people in close by businesses, they almost have a mini picnic out there. So it's really nice to see. And when you look at what it was old buildings and old car parks. So I don't see how people could look at it before and after and say would prefer the before.
But you are right about the opposition on the building, and the biggest comment that I had on the building was, I don't want to buy in a big block.
Yeah.
That was my number one comment. I don't want to buy in a big block. We convinced people, we had the spiel down pat, we convinced people to come and have a look at a unit in the big block. Sold.
So when you ask them why, they just sort of don't really have a strong argument. It was just like, oh, I just don't want a big block. And you're like, why? And they're just like, I don't know, big block. It's like, well, come have a look at the facilities the big block will offer you. The big block offers you the security system, which small blocks can't because of the cost. Big block offers you the pool facilities, the gym facilities, the sauna facilities, the outdoor barbecue area, and the landscaping, because small blocks don't, and all the shops and that below. So it does, when you're in your apartment, it does not feel like a big block. When you're walking in, it just, besides looking at the building externally, which you're not when you're in your living room, it doesn't feel like a big block. So when you weigh up the pros and cons, the affordable strata, all that stuff, it's sort of, a lot of people went, okay, I like the pros more.
People are starting to realise the benefit of big blocks.
Yeah, exactly.
A big block's good to have. Do you know
Big
what I mean?
lot.
It's good.
That's good. Alrighty, I think
The
that's a wrap.
the
Anything else?
Lisa said the show must go on a blackout or not. Lisa's on the Novak account, Snake,
Very
and
true.
make sure they prop the door open. Otherwise, you'll be locked out again, or they've cut the lock off. So when Michael's doing the show on the outside of the office because we've been locked out. If you've just tuned in,
I'm
MERITON
on site.
DY, the happiest place on site. MERITON DY, happiest place on earth. We're locked out due to there being a blackout for those in DY
Yeah.
if you just tuned in, and always make your own decisions based on what don't base it on what others think. That's a
Very
show.
true. Alrighty, that's a wrap. Thanks,
Love
guys.
ya. See ya,
Cheers.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. See you, mate.